is a review worksheet that will help you get ready for your partner test tomorrow. And it starts with 6-4. What you're going to want to do is try to do these without a calculator. This is asking you what's the cube root, because if you were to translate this, the cube root of 125 is 5, because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. We're looking for 3 of a kind. Number 2, this is saying what's the square root of 64? What is the square root of 64? 8. This one is 11 to the 1/3 times 11 to the 1/3 times 11 to the 1/3. If the bases are the same and you're multiplying, you keep the base the same and you're going to add these 3 exponents. Well, what's 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is 3/3, and what's 3/3? 1. So this is 11 to the first power. Number 8. These are words kind of tricky for you. It's asking you for the square root of 7 times the square root of 28. Now, we did these in sections 6.1 and 2 and 3. So if we're multiplying, we can break this up. 7 times 4 is 28. So we're looking for 2 of a kind. We have 2 7s and 2 2s. So what's your answer here? What's 7 times 2? 14. 9, same thing. You've got the 4th root of 8 times the 4th root of 32. So since they're both 4th root, you're going to break 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, and 32 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we're looking for 4 of a kind. So there's 4 2s, and there's another 4 2s. So the answer to this would be 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Same thing here, we've got the square root of 12 times the square root of 27. Well, 12 is 2 times 2 times 3, and 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. We're looking for 2 of a kind. So there's 2 2s and 2 sets of 3s. So it's 9 times 2, which is 18.
I get
You get the same thing?
I just did 12 times 27, but I did that first, and I got 324, and
Right.
I square rooted it, and I got 18.
Yeah. Now you're just getting a bigger number and you're putting it together first, that's fine. In this one, you've got all of this is cube root. So the cube root of 12 times the cube root of 45 times the cube root of 50. So we're looking for how many of a kind? 3 of a kind. So 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. 45 is 5 times 9. And 50 is 2 times 25. So we're looking for 3 of a kind. Do you have 3 of anything?
2,
There's 3 2s, so that's going to come out.
5,
We have 3 3s. 1, 2, 3, and 3 5s. So what's our answer? 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, these ones they're not asking you to simplify, just simply write the expression in radical form. So, Jenna, how do you write this in radical form? Come on.
Cube
What's
root.
the index? Come on.
3.
What's the radicand? X into the 4th power. Okay.
For 14, would it be the
14,
That was just
cube root of 2y?
the cube root of 2y. How about 15? This is asking you for 1 1/2. What's another name for 1 1/2?
0.5.
3 halves. Make it a fraction. So how are you going to write 8 of 3 to the half?
Cube root of 8.
No,
No,
not
square
cube
root
Square root,
of 8 to the 3rd.
8 to the 3rd. Okay, how do you write 2.4 as a fraction? No. You're not going to use a calculator. 2 and 4/10, which is
You reduce that.
10 times 2 is 20. This is equal to 24/10. Can you reduce that
Yes.
by 2? And you get 12/5, right?
Yeah.
So this is m to the 12/5 power. So how do you write that in radical form? It's the fifth root
of m to the 12.
of m to the 12.
Do we get to use the calculator?
You can use the calculator, Mom, but I want to see some more. Okay, what about this one? T to the negative 2/7. You're going to first make it 1 over t to the 2/7, and then you're going to write it as 1 over the 7th root of t squared. Are you getting this? Is it coming back to you guys? Okay, how about this one? Negative 1.6. It's negative 1 and 6/10. What's another way of writing negative 1 and 6/10? Negative 16/10 divided by 2, 8 over 5. Make it 1 over a to the 8/5, or 1 over the 5th root of a to the 8th power. Write in exponential form. How are you going to write this in exponential form? X to the what power? 3/2. How about this one? M to the 1/3. And 5y to the 1/2 power. 32.
Are we doing
Power
the
to
back?
power, what do you do with these? What's that?
Are we doing the back too?
Yes. Power to power, what do you do with the 1/4 and the 4?
Multiply,
So what's 1/4 times 4?
16.
No.
Wait, 4
one-
times 4?
1/4 times 4. These cancel, what do you have?
Oh,
One.
1.
So it's just 81. Same with this, what's 1/5 times 5? What are these called? Starts with an R.
Radicals? Yep,
Reciprocals.
that's what I said.
These are reciprocals of each other. So what's 1/5 times 5? Is 1. So this is
32.
going to be 32 to the 1st power.
For what?
Okay, the next one. What do you guys do when you're multiplying and you have exponents and you have to do something with these two exponents? What do you do?
Add them up.
What is 1/2 plus 1/3?
You gotta find the common.
What's the common denominator?
Oh, what's the
Six.
answer?
6.
So 3/6 plus 2/6 is what? 5/6. So it's x to the 5/6 power.
For 38.
Number 39.
I got a question real quick.
Yes.
What was the answer to 21? Because I didn't get it.
21
Yeah.
is 1 over the 5th root of a to the 8th power.
A to the 8th. Alright.
Okay, we're on 39. Okay, this one's got a 2 and a 1. So what is 2 times 1? It's 2. Now, these two bases are the same, so we have to add, what's 1 plus 1? 1/2 plus 1?
1 and 1/2.
1.5. Is there another way to write 1.5?
Yeah.
What? 3/2. Number 40. This is really, you could do this a couple different ways. You can turn 8 squared into a number. What is 8 squared? What is 8 squared? What's 8 times 8?
64.
What is 64 to the 1/3 power? It's the cube root of 64, which is 4 times 4 times 4. 4. Number 47, you're going to square all 3 of these. So if you square 3, what do you get? 9. And 1/2 to the 2nd power, 1/2 times 2 is 1. And 1/3 times 2 is 2/3.
Done.
Did you do 39 and 40?
Huh?
Did you do 39 and 40?
Yes.
Yes.
Holy moly, where the heck am I?
Okay, the next one. 2/3 times negative 9. So 3 goes into 9 3 times, so it's 2 times -3, which is -6. Now, how would you write that without a negative exponent?
Over 1.
49, you're gonna multiply 2/3 times -6 and -1/2 times -6. So what is 2/3? 2/3 times -6. Well, 3 goes into 6 2 times, so this is gonna be -4. So it's a to the -4 power. And then what's -1/2 times -6 is 3. So this is b to the 3rd over a to the 4th. Okay, 50. Bases are the same. So what are you gonna do with 2/5 and 3/6?
Find the common denominator.
What's the common denominator?
30.
30. So you're gonna multiply this by 6, so it's 12/30ths, and 15/30ths is what? What are these two added together?
37.
So it's 27 over 30. And you can reduce that. What number goes into 27 and 30?
Wait,
Oh, wait, 5, that's right.
Yeah, 10 plus
So
10.
3 goes into both of these,
She's like,
9/10. So the best reduced answer is y to the 9/10. Next one. What do you do when bases are the same and you're dividing? What do you do with 4/7 and 2/3?
same
You
thing.
subtract these exponents. So the common denominator is 21.
2.
So 3 times 4 is 12, and 7 is 14. So it's what? Whoops, this is a minus sign.
2.
What kind of 2?
-2.
-2 over 21.
I didn't know.
So it's x to the -2 over 21, or 1 over x to the +2 over 21, because you want to make it a positive exponent. 52, you're going to cube both of these. When you cube 2, you get 8, 2 times 2 times 2, and when you cube 1/4, you get 3/4. 59, bases are the same, so what are you going to do with 1/4, 1/6, and 1/3? You got to get a common denominator, which is 12. All of these need to be converted to 12, so times this by 3, times this by 2, times this by 4. 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 plus 4 is 9. So what's this answer? X to the what power? 9/12. Can you reduce 9/12?
Yeah.
What goes into 9 and 12?
3.
So what would it be?
3/4.
So that's your best answer.
For 52, is it 2, I mean the cube root of 2a to the 4th.
2 to the 3rd power, which is 8, and 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. Okay, back to 60. You've got there's a couple things you can do here. Let's distribute the 2. So 2 times -1/3 and 2 times 1 and 2 times 2/3 and -1/2, this is a negative. -1/2 times 2 is -1. Now, this -2/3 is gonna come down here. So what you have is x to the 4/3 times x to the +2/3. So what is that? What is 4/3 plus 2/3? It's 6/3, and 6/3 is 2. So this is x squared down here. And then this is gonna come up here, and it's gonna turn into a positive 1, so y squared times y to the first is y to the third. That's a good problem.
Most of this stuff's pretty easy.
And this one, you're gonna raise all of this to the 1/2 power. Actually, can you reduce 12 over 75? Can that number be reduced before you take the square root of it? Let's look at what are the factors of 12. 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. And what's 75? 3. So what cancels?
3.
Those 3's.
So it's
So you're really taking the square root of this. So can you take the square root of 4? What is that? This is gonna come out as a 2. But let's
Two.
continue. So we simplified this. We ended up with 4 over 25, and we have x to the 8th, and we have y to the 10th power. What are you gonna do with these exponents? You're gonna distribute it and multiply. So you have 4 to the 1/2 power. What's 8 times 1/2? It's 4. 25 to the 1/2 power. And 10 times 1/2 is 5. So basically what you're doing here is taking the square roots of these two numbers. What's the square root of 4? Is 2. The square root of 25 is 5, and you can just leave these as like that. Okay, back side, that was 6.4. 6.5, you guys did very well on these. So quickly, how do you do number 1?
minus 2,
Minus 2, what's 12 minus 2?
10. 5 root of x
And
equals
then
10.
5
Divide by
root of
5.
x, see how fast you're going?
And then x equals, no, 2. Then you gotta, yeah.
Square both sides, what's the
Yeah,
answer?
4
Good. X equals 4.
Can we do this?
plus 8.
Number 2, add 8. What do you get when you add 8 to this?
Wait,
3 root of x.
6, no, 15.
Okay,
Divided
now
by
what?
3.
And what do you get?
X equals 5.
That's 25.
Square both sides, and you get x is
25.
25. Okay, next one.
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Root
And then what?
4x
Root.
equals 6.
Square both sides.
Square both
36.
sides.
Divided
what's
by
x?
4.
X
X equals 9.
Good.
36.
Square,
Whoa.
cube root both of them.
Not cube root. It's already cube root. We have to,
Square root. I don't know.
Cube.
That's what I meant.
we need 3 of these. We
So
need a
that's
cube.
2x plus 1 equals 27.
Then what?
Minus 1.
Then what?
2x equals 26. Divided by 2. You get 13.
Excellent. Go
There's
Jenna.
not much room for
Plus
I know.
4.
Add 4.
Cube root both of them.
Cube root both sides.
13x minus 4 equals 6. No,
minus
that's
1.
not it.
Alright,
Is
I'm
you-
so confused.
60
Cube
plus
root.
1.
13.
13x
Minus 1
equals,
equals-
divide by 13.
What do you get?
21.3.
That sounds wrong.
Wait, time out.
1.3?
That is so wrong. That was for another one, my bad.
Yeah. 65.
No, wait, is that number 11?
65 divided by 13 is 5.
Oh.
21.3.
What's the
I got
answer for
some
3?
shit on me.
Okay, Brendan, what was your question?
I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. Yeah, what's the answer for 3? Alright.
You're gonna subtract 2, Brendan. Subtract 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. And then
And
you have to square both
wait,
sides.
6
to
on
get-
6, 36 divided by 4 is 9. Alright.
Okay. Elise, how do you do 12?
You cube root both of them.
Not cube root.
I don't know. I don't
Cube.
know then. Cube, yeah, that's
Cube.
Same difference.
2x minus 4 equals, you shut?
Equals,
16, right? Negative 6.
no, negative 27. No, 27.
What?
Wait, what? Oh, wait, I was thinking.
Negative
I don't
2
know,
times
I'm
negative
sorry.
2 times negative 2.
Okay, then add.
It's negative 8. Add 4.
You said that.
2x equals negative 4 divided by 2 divided by 2. X equals
Negative 4
negative
divided
2. Yeah.
Jackpot.
Okay, Chelsea, how do you do this next one?
These gotta
two.
be
You multiply
cool.
3 to both sides.
Well, you're really not multiplying,
The
see,
exponent.
Do that little
Well, you know what I
exponent.
okay,
mean.
you're raising both sides to the third power. I know what you meant. So what do you get next?
Okay, minus 2.
Equals?
2.
Equals 5 times 5 times 5.
25 times.
20.
125.
25.
Then
Plus
what?
2 plus 2, 127.
X.
You get this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is only one.
Next one.
Put
Same
it to the
thing.
third power.
Times
And what do you get?
X plus
2
1
plus
equals
1 equals.
negative.
No,
Negative
27, negative 27.
27.
Then you minus 1, you get 26, and you divide by 2.
X equals negative 26.
13.
No, negative
No,
28.
28.
What's going on?
14, negative 14.
Yeah.
X equals negative
God, we're so funny.
4. Wait, whoa.
That's a negative. Okay.
So you
Okay.
do 4.
Multiply by 4.
Okay, the
Or
next
the
one.
root or whatever.
Thing
Wait,
called-
what? First get rid of this 2.
Divide by 2.
Oh,
Then
divide by
let's
2
divide
first.
here.
So you have x to the
X
3
to the
fourths
3 fourths
equals 8. Now, let's get rid of this 4 first. We're
So
gonna
put it
raise,
Times by 4 on both
not
sides.
times by 4, raise to the 4th
Okay.
power.
It's the same.
8
X
times
to
8
the
times 8 times 8.
equals
Calculator.
Oh, goodness gracious.
530.
490,000.
Answer is
Okay, how'd you get
64.
530? Question mark.
Root 3.
8,
Cube root.
you want 8 to the 4th power is 4,096.
Yes.
And
Now
then you
cube
want the
root it
cube
all.
root of that.
Uh-huh. Anybody know what that is?
Yeah, we just done that.
2. Just kidding, I don't know.
The cube root of that is 16.
16.
X equals 16. Yay. Next.
Give me a break.
Next,
We're too
Three.
good at this.
To the point thing that you call it.
raise this to the 3rd power.
Yeah, that thing.
So what do you get?
2x plus 1 equals 1. Minus 1 minus 1. 2x equals 0. X equals 1. 0.
0. Divide by 2.
You guys go
Oh, yeah, I
off on
was-
an action.
I was thinking of
Okay, who wants to do next
Do
one?
it.
add 4.
Add 4.
X minus 2 to the 2/3 equals 1.
It's plus.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's plus 4. I'm sorry. No.
Now we're gonna
Sorry.
raise both to the 3rd power.
Yes.
What is 9 to the 3rd power?
Minus 2 equals, what's 9 times 9 times 9?
729.
Wow. You see that on paper?
Now, see if you remember what to do here. Take the
Oh,
square
I
root of
forgot.
both sides,
Yep.
Oh dear.
and you have x minus 2 equals plus or minus, what's the square root of 729?
X minus 2 equals plus and minus 18. 6, 4, 2, 27.
Plus 2.
You're gonna add 2. So what do you get for answers?
X equals plus or minus 29.
29 and what else? And negative 25.
Negative. Oh, okay.
You get 2 answers.
There's 2, when you take the square root, you have 2 answers here.
Only on
Yeah.
evens.
Only
I
on the
forgot
even
about
ones.
that.
5.
Okay, minus 5.
Minus 5, what's 40, what's 53 minus 5?
Equals,
No, let's split out.
I don't know.
53 minus 48.
Then what?
The
Root, not the
the
root.
3 thing.
the
Divide by
5.
3.
Yeah.
Divide by 3.
Divide.
X to the 4/3 equals 16.
Okay, you're gonna
Then
raise
the
both to the,
The third.
Power.
what is 16 to the 3rd power?
Um.
4,096, I'm gonna give a calculator in front of you.
That would be 64.
And now,
The root
Fourth
thing.
root.
fourth row,
And
So
X
X equals,
now there's two answers here, because this is even.
yeah.
It's gonna be plus or minus 8.
So it's 8 or negative 8.
Or negative 8, okay. Next ones, now, these were the ones we did yesterday. What do you do to both sides? Square them.
Square them.
So on the left, you have x plus 1.
Equals.
Now FOIL this, can you do it in your
X
head?
squared minus 2x minus plus.
Plus 1. Yay.
And then you bring that whole shindig.
These are
to the
gonna
right.
cancel, and you're gonna
Cancel.
subtract an x.
Cancel.
So you have
Subtract
0 equals x squared minus
Then
3x.
you gotta find two numbers.
Now this one is just a GCF one.
You just count a factor.
GCF and x out, and what are your two answers? 0 and 3. Now, when you did this on your calculator, 0 won't work. 3 will. 0 is extraneous. Because if you put 0 in here and 0 in here, you won't get the same thing. Number 30, what should you do with both of these? Square both sides. Now, this one is interesting because when you square this side and you square this side and you solve, subtract 1, you get 2x equals 8 and x is 4. But when you plug 4 in here, you get 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9, square root of 9 is 3, not negative 3. So there is no solution on this one. There's nothing that works. This answer doesn't even work.
Are one of those gonna be on the test?
Well, when you check them, you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see it, that it doesn't work. Okay, next one. You're gonna cube both sides.
Cute.
So you get 2x minus 4 equals, what's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2?
negative 8.
Good, then what?
Add 4.
Add 4, then what?
2x equals negative 4.
Then what?
Divide by 2.
So the answer is negative 2. Now let's check this. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. The cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. That worked.
Boom.
Yay.
So add 1.
Add 1.
Next one, you're going to add 1. What do you get?
4.
Then what?
Then divide by 2.
Mm-hmm. So you get the fifth root of 5x plus 2 equals 2. What do you want to raise both sides to get rid of? The fifth power. So you end up with, I'm going to write over here, 5x plus 2 equals, is it 10?
No.
No.
It's
32.
32.
Then what?
Then you have
Minus 2.
Here we go.
Equals?
5x equals 30.
What's x?
6.
What?
Divided by 5. X equals 6.
Okay, now it's easy. Now it's easy. Look at this one. What are you going to do with both sides?
The root, not the root, the square of.
Square them. What happens when you square both sides here?
It becomes 4x plus
X plus 2
Equals 3x plus 4.
What do you move?
Then what?
4. You got equal to 0.
Move the
Subtract 3x.
3x. That's 1x. Wait.
So those
Plus
change
2
out, then
equals
minus
4, then minus
What's
4.
x?
1x
1x
plus 2 equals 4x equals
2.
2. Boom, the back. Boom. Oh,
Hey,
wait,
what do you do with
You need to
42?
move it.
You gotta move that.
42.
What do you move?
Anyone?
The minus one, no, the
I would-
one that's negative.
Yep,
Yeah.
then what?
7x minus
Square both sides. So you get 7x minus 6 equals 5x plus 2, then what? Subtract 5x, add 6, and what's x?
2x equals 8.
Nice,
X equals
Louise.
4.
And look at 46, because it's, don't move. For 46, you do the same thing, you square both sides.
What about 45?
We're gonna do 45, that's a calculator one.
Whoa.
Let's do 46 first. What should I do on 46?
Do the same thing, square,
Square both sides, so what do you get?
you get 7x minus 1 equals 5x plus 5 minus 5x.
Subtract 5x,
You get
add 1, what's x?
2x minus 1 equals. Jeez! You gotta do it quick there.
You skipped 45.
Yeah.
I know.
she
Why did I
knows.
skip
It's a calculator
45?
problem.
This is one, when you bring this over, you're gonna wanna use your calculator, because you're gonna have to square both sides twice. So I'm gonna let you use your calculator, and I'm gonna give you extra credit if you can show all the steps and get the right
Oh my
answer.
god, I can do
Okay,
it.
I'm
Where's the
doing it.
calculator at?
Okay, so let's see.
Document later.
So how do you do this one?
You
You're
gotta
going
go
to
to
type in-
analyze graph.
Square root 2x
Shorty there.
minus
Minus
square root
x.
x plus 1.
How do you write this down on?
And then minus 1. And when you graph it, you should get, you're gonna have to analyze the graph.
You're welcome to fix that.
Anyone get the answer? I got 8.
She's gonna make it beautiful.
8 is the answer. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
We are done.
Yes.
What about your dad?